Hello, IEJ76 Ian here. Welcome to AOR Racing. This is F1 2017 Tier F8 and it's round 13 from Suzuka, the Japanese Grand Prix. We start last, 12th on the grid. Qualifying went badly, put on the wrong tyres, eventually put on the right tyres and spun on our only actual attempt at a lap. But it may mean we keep out of trouble that we got involved with the last race. Malaysia was a disaster, got involved in all sorts of problems ahead of us. Got damage and we never really recovered and ended up crashing completely out of the race, so that was pretty bad. As Jason, who also failed to set a time, looks like he's starting on the mediums like we did, runs wide in towards between turns 1 and 2, so we're up a position already to 11th. I think Jason and I are the only ones starting on the medium tyres. Ghost Hunter was wide there, so we made up another spot to 10th. So most of these guys on the super softs as the tyres they qualified with. And Suzuka, not an overly strong track for me, but I have to say really enjoyable, fast, narrow. I think even including Monaco, one of the tracks I've had to really concentrate the most at. My head certainly hurt at the end of this race. And you can see Jason, who's generally quicker than us, is keen to overtake us. The guys in front, F8 F1 Gatecrasher, starting to maybe pull away, but he doesn't get spoon curve very well there, so we take that pretty well. And what was the plan? So the plan was to go on a one stop to lap 15 and to put on the softs, so I was going to avoid the quickest tyre. As I get it all wrong into the chicane, I had problems there the whole race. My setup wasn't very good under braking. Thankfully this time Jason couldn't take advantage, so we're going to run the soft tyres and avoid the super softs. That was the plan anyway. Next time round, coming up to the chicane towards the end of the lap, and there we go, a silly little spin. The back end turns round. It was far too loose all race. Also, I probably should have been taking that chicane in third, and I was taking it in second all race long. So unfortunately we are dead last. Now we've made up a few spots here as other people have come in and made pit stop, and not Mr. Robin, Ghost Hunter, sorry, his teammate has had a little off there, I think, so he's on the super soft tyres, but we've caught right up to him, and finally we get a bit of action in this race. It's been a very quiet start. And his super softs must be pretty worn at this point. I avoided the super softs in my head in terms of the strategy plan, as I'd just done a career race in Japan, and I did softs and mediums, and it was okay. But just because I got experience of that a couple of days ago, I didn't do any other practice. I thought I'd stick with that. As it turns out, Ghost Hunter actually comes into the pits at the end of this lap. So we're lying in 7th at the moment. Again, lots of other guys start to catch up after their pit stop. Seppi Dien, who's battling our teammate Noodle Doo, who's not in this race, battling him for second of the championship, is coming up quickly behind us. So he's presumably on fresh softs, so this might be pretty difficult to keep behind. I was just trying to keep a consistent rhythm and make no mistakes in this race, certainly after that half spin at the chicane. So as usual, yeah, do I bother fighting him? He's on a different strategy, he's quicker. I might do what everyone seemed to do with Hamilton, particularly Alonso, basically jump out of the way. I go to the inside to defend, but once he's alongside me, I know my break into the chicane is really poor, so rather than cause myself to spin, I've got to let him go. So we've got a little bit longer than planned, and actually our engineer suggested we change our strategy to go on the super softs. I normally ignore when they say to change strategy, because it normally means adding pit stops on, but actually we managed to get the mediums to go to lap 17, so I thought the super should be good for the last 10.5 laps or so. And we're actually, although we rejoined 11th, we're 8th because others have had issues, or whether it's a planned second stop, I'm not so sure. So we're up to 8th, so pleased to be in the points in any fashion at this point. And we've got Mr. Robin closing us down. Now he closed us down initially, and then I thought I'd have a bit of a hurry up and push. I'm not doing anything in the championship, you know, if I crash by pushing then so be it, but I wanted to try and have fun. This first sector particularly at Suzuka, is just brilliant. Particularly in the 2017 cars, you just go so much quicker than in the previous games, and you have to keep concentration, be really precise. If you take too much curb, the back end could step out, certainly with the slightly racy setup I've got, and certainly through Degner it's tricky to put the full power down and keep it together, but great fun. So basically that was it. We held off Mr. Robin, and then he came under attack from the two McLarens, who I think got together accidentally at one point, but Lamaro got through. I think he had wing damage, but he was catching me quite strongly on the last lap. I didn't realise afterwards that he had, I think, multiple penalties, so we would have kept the position anyway. So a very clean, quiet, reasonably consistent race, and I'm pretty happy with 8th. So Vuernato, our champion, already crowned champion, won, and the other two podium guys were Bronick and Mehdi. There's the final positions. Very quiet race, very unlike F8. Next time out will be at COTA for the United States Grand Prix.